What's up, guys? It's Copper Cutlass, and we are out here in the garage. It's colder than all hell, but actually, it's not too bad in here. I gotta get the heater out here. We are planning on starting to do some of the preliminary work to box the frame and do our pedestal work for our 8-point roll bar setup in the olds. But at the moment, we got a lot of work, kind of more or less. It's work, like work. So my focus is what I got going on in the shop at work, because that pays the bills. And once things kind of subside, we'll be out here a little bit more, which I have a house project, and then we got the 427, which that's really moving along, to be honest with you. That's going to be done pretty soon here. And then once that's done, I'm helping my buddy at the machine shop with a couple of personal projects. But as you can see, we got a cherry picker and a mystery engine sitting over there. You know, as if we needed to acquire more shit. We got this great 350 olds, which I think I'm going to make it a point to clean both of these engines up and fire them up and just see how they run, because I'm really curious to see how these engines run. They both seem like completely untouched. They have all of the right pieces. Both engines still have the manifold bolt lockdown tabs, which is very rare. This engine, I was told, had somewhere like 70,000 miles. This engine's been raced a lot. And this is, of course, the engine that you guys know we're going to end up putting those scat rods in there. But this is why we need the next engine I'm showing you guys right now. So big shout out to JJ. He picked up this 1964 330 with only 80,000 miles. And again, it's got all the right pieces. It still has the points distributor. It's got the manifold locking tab deals that GM used to do. It's got all the stock sensors for the lights. It's got all the right pieces and look of what would be an original 80,000 mile 60-year-old engine. Which, yes, this engine is 60 years old at this point, I think. And also, I got some cabinets from Dr. Dan at a smoking price. I love these. You know, that's going to be a whole different project on when and where we're going to hang these. But I got to get them in the basement for now, just for storage, until we get garage project time for actual stuff that we're going to be doing to the garage. But it would be interesting to run this engine, run that other engine, and see how it does, because, dude, and essentially we're going to scavenge the crank out of this one, because this is a factory forged crank. So the earlier engines, like the 330s, had factory forged cranks, and we need a different crank for this, because this thing has been kind of Swiss cheesed for the rods that it had and the pistons. Well, we have lighter rods and the same pistons, and we might have to drill even more. But I also have to find somebody makes a flex plate that you can put weight on. But again, neither here nor there. For now, the main thing is I do actually have to get this engine apart. I know the crank is going to be garbage, so I'm going to pretty much chuck that and the flex plate and keep the block, the caps, all that stuff, because all the machine work has been done there. And then the cam is also good. Again, this is going to be a long-term engine project, because I want a stout short block, and this 362 is going to be that. And I gotta get fucking rid of this thing. I have to get rid of this thing. It's still sitting here. It's been paid for, but I have to move it. So really, I figured I'd share with you guys. We got that going on, and again, we're going to make more scrap, because that engine eventually is going to just, you know, it still has the factory heat riser with the choke deal, and it's still, and it actually moves. That's impressive. It's in there too. That's cool. Too bad the flex plate is missing, but that's not a big deal because really for us, we were going to need something a little bit better. But again, these are all the right pieces are here that tell me that this engine's never been apart, which is really, really good. And again, same thing with that 350. Now, what we could do is we can take the heads off of this because what I found is that these earlier like 3s and number 2 heads have really small combustion chambers. Like they're actually truer to 64. I found some at 61 cc's. So let's say we take those heads and we zero deck this block with the shallow dish 14cc low compression pistons with a Fel-Pro. Now we're talking in the neighborhood of 9 1/4 to 1 compression. We could put a decent little cam in there and a 4-barrel intake. If we can find like an aluminum 307 intake, that would be actually really good. We might have to open up the ports, but that would make for a really good, cheap street runner that we could just re-ring, hone, and just give it a nice little old school backyard build type deal that wouldn't break the bank. It'd be a true budget build. What I would call, we'd go through it. I mean, we'd completely go through it. But the key element being this short block, those heads, get a 4-barrel intake, and have a cool little engine that somebody could quite possibly buy. But as always, we have way too much shit going on and not enough time. But we're keeping these because they're two really, really good engines I'm not letting go of until I know what I'm doing. But yeah, the 427's on the mend. It's getting done. And stay tuned because we got cool stuff coming up. I talked to JJ about future projects, and there's definitely going to be collab work there. So go follow him over at Twin J Racing. I got to thank him and Dr. Dan for the cabinets. So we'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Sorry for the boring update, but I had to do it. Just keep following along. We're going to, once we start doing some of the work to this car, you guys will understand kind of how I work on some stuff. And this car has had framework done to it before that I did. So really, we do know what we're working with. And that's probably one of the reasons why, as much as I say I would like to cage a different car, this is the car I need to cage. Plus, the reason why I'm doing a mild steel cage versus a chromoly is this car is kind of, there's some hidden things in this car that I did back when I didn't know any better, when I was like 17. Fast forward to now, I'm 35. I didn't know what I was doing then. And really, this car, I'm not even going to say it, but, you know, at least we'll have a roll bar in it. That's a good thing. But I'm excited about this because when we put the 427 on this car, it's going to be badass. So I'm kind of starting to put together on paper what I'm going to need to make that 427 work in here. And I'm starting to talk to guys who have done big blocks and B-bodies, this era B-body, 77 or 96, just to get all the pieces together. So not really, there isn't much I need. I need a Turbo 400. I got a line on that. I got a line on a 2500 stall converter. I just need bracketry and a couple other things. And really, we got everything that we need. And this thing's going to be a ripper. So either way, we'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass, and we'll see you guys around.